what's good? I'm back. Yours truly, the one and only Paul Pickett, host of the Paul Pickett Podcast, aka Triple P, aka the Common Sense Podcast, your source for music, sports, politics, world events, and much more. Today, I'm going to react to a couple videos. One is Geeks and Gamers talking about Micah Parsons calling out Biden over Brittney Griner's release, and the other is No Jumper Podcast talking about Brittney Griner's release, and basically, they break down. One of the guys in there gets really in depth of the Russian laws and breaks it down a little further in depth. So before we do that, though, let's give you a word from one of our sponsors.
That turn, that lit, that slap. It is that one. That
everybody talk about Dizzle new drink.
Like that's that turn, that lit, that slap. It is that one. That
everybody talk about
Dizzle new drink.
They like you can Dizzle too. Dizzle is a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave tequila, French cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Just throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. If you want to order your very own bottle or bottles of Dizzle premium luxury liqueur, go to dizzlebrand.com, click on our locations, click on one of the top 3 website links. It must be 21 and over. Shipping and handling is included. Also, if you're located in California, Oklahoma, Kansas, or Arkansas, scroll below those website links, and there's actual store locations in those states as well. And also on dizzlebrand.com, they got the merch. They got the hats. They got the T-shirts. They got the hoodies, and much, much more. And the Etsy shop, etsy.com/shop/Dizzle brand. That's etsy.com/shop/Dizzle brand. All right, so let's get into the first video. It's Geeks and Gamers.
The news that Brittney Griner and her family had been waiting to hear for a very long time broke this morning. That Brittney Griner, after spending the last 9 months locked up in a Russian prison cell for bringing illegal drugs into the country, would finally be coming home. But unfortunately for the United States, it looks like it's at a very high price. Brittney Griner, Russia frees U.S. basketball star in swap with arms dealer bout. Victor Bout, the merchant of death, one of the deadliest men in the world, who's been locked up here for years, it's being sent over in a 1-for-1 trade. So we're giving up someone who's responsible for the deaths of so many people, including Americans, American allies, everybody, who will continue to be responsible for deaths like that now that he's going back to Russia. For WNBA player Brittney Griner. And this news did not sit well with some people, including someone like Micah Parsons. Yes, Dallas Cowboys player Micah Parsons has been speaking out about this, not because he wants Brittney Griner to stay locked up, but because of some of the ramifications. Because not only is Brittney Griner coming home, but somebody else is staying in Russia. Paul Whelan, a former United States Marine who has been there for 4 years, will not be coming back. The Biden administration decided that wasn't important enough. Let's waste our biggest bargaining chip on Brittney Griner. Look at what Micah Parsons says in response to this. More, the swap to see Griner come home for Christmas is a 1-for-1 and does not involve retired Marine Paul Whelan, who's about to mark his 4th year in Russian custody. Wait, nah, we left a Marine? Hell nah. And he then continues on, even retweeting something from President Biden. Here's Biden. Moments ago, I spoke to Brittney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. Micah Parsons, we're still not voting for you. Holy shit, this is not what I expected to see on Micah Parsons' timeline, but he is hammering Joe Biden for not bringing home a Russian Marine and for deciding to use that bargaining chip on someone like Brittney Griner. Now, when I saw this, I knew I probably should keep this up because it wasn't going to last long, and sure enough, it didn't. If I go to look at this tweet now, you can see, oh, sorry, that tweet has been deleted. Yeah, it's not really a surprise. I expected this tweet to be deleted. That was, you knew he was going to get a lot of pushback, especially from the woke mainstream sports media, the same people who've been begging and pleading for Brittney Griner to be freed. You knew they weren't going to like this. And sure enough, Micah Parsons has sent out another tweet since then. Here it is. My last tweet was no shot at Brittney Griner. I'm super happy she's back home as she should be. I just have family who have served, and it's crazy to me the president wouldn't bring him home too. I'm the furthest thing from a Trump supporter, but I'm not a fan of Biden either. And that's
Sounds
the
like
sentiment
me.
that a lot of people feel right now. To trade your biggest bargaining chip for Brittney Griner while leaving someone who's been there for 4 years in Paul Whelan, leaving a former Marine there. That's despicable to a lot of people,
It
including
is.
clearly to Micah Parsons. Now, I expected him to delete this tweet because it was such a direct shot with Brittney Griner's family in there and everything. But it is clear that not everybody in the sports world is happy about the way this all went down. Micah Parsons of the Dallas Cowboys slamming Joe Biden over the way he bought Brittney Griner home. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.
I totally agree with Michael Parsons. The only problem I have with Michael Parsons is that he ended up even apologizing after that, and because they know like they gonna put pressure on him to make him lose endorsements and things of that nature, man. It's like everybody's walking on eggshells, man, and that was such a terrible trade. I mean, it really was. The fact that we didn't get the Marine guy, and I know they try to make an excuse. Well, his case is different. What's different about it? He didn't commit a crime. He's locked up for not committing a crime, and Brittney Griner literally just ignored Russian law and said, "Screw Russian law." Let's get into this other one with No Jumper Podcast.
Back to No Jumper News. It's your host, AD, here with Gina Views and Poeta Flacco. Let's get right into these stories. First story. President Joe Biden announced Thursday that Brittney Griner had been released from Russian detention.
She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home.
Brittney Griner was released as a part of a prisoner swap involving Russian arms dealer Viktor Bot, nicknamed the Merchant of Death by his accuser.
We look so
Bot,
weak
a former
and pathetic.
Soviet military officer, was serving a 25-year prison sentence in the United States on charges of conspiring to kill Americans, acquire and export anti-aircraft missiles, and provide material support to terrorist organizations.
We traded a basketball player for a mass murderer, man. We look so weak and pathetic. Let's keep it moving.
Has maintained his innocence. The swap, however, did not include Paul Whelan, another American the State Department has declared wrongfully detained. Joe Biden acknowledged that Brittney Griner's release occurred while Paul Whelan remained in prison, saying that the Whelan's family must be having such mixed emotions today.
You think?
This was not a choice of which American to bring home, Biden said. Sadly, for total
Yes, it was.
illegitimate reasons,
Yes, it
Russia
was.
is treating Paul's
No.
case differently than Brittney's.
That is complete horse shit and bullshit. It was a choice of what America to bring home. He's just trying to appease a certain crowd.
And while we have not yet succeeded in securing Paul's release, we are not giving up. We will never give up. Whelan's absence in the deal did not go unnoticed, and Dallas Cowboys star linebacker Micah Parsons. Wait, nah, we left a Marine? Hell nah. Parsons tweeted, we still not voting for you, he added in a now deleted tweet. Paul Whelan, a former U.S. Marine and Michigan police officer, was arrested in Russia in December 2018 on conspiracy charges that he denied. He was sentenced
Not only a Marine, he's a police officer too.
to 16 years in prison on June 2020. Griner was arrested in February at Moscow's airport. I do not say that shit. Exactly 1 week before Russia invaded Ukraine on suspicion of trafficking cannabis oil. She pleaded guilty on July 7th and was sentenced to 9 years in prison. Yeah, man. Brittney Griner, man. You know what this shows me?
Travesty.
Travesty?
Travesty.
Nah,
Yeah, man.
somebody come home ain't no travesty, but I will say that nigga Biden trying to get reelected, man.
Oh, Biden's stealing these votes.
He trying to, hey.
He said, I'm going to drop gas and I'm going to get Brittney Griner
I ain't
home.
gonna lie. He brought her home. I'm like, okay, Biden.
He gonna have to go get some niggas out of jail.
Yeah, man.
He gonna have to do a little more. But I can understand why people,
We got finesse
upset.
though. No,
we got finesse. How?
Yep.
cause one, so
Yep. Tell him.
how like it happens,
Preach
right?
it.
Like we wanted Paul, right, to come home, right? Which is like
Marine.
yeah, right. You know, who
And
fought
a
for this country.
police officer.
Now Russia claims he's a US spy, right? So once Russia enters into the negotiation of he's off the table, we're not even listening to that conversation, bro. We're not even bringing him home. And we're still engaging with Russia? For what reason? For who? For Brittney Griner, right? And then two
She's
is
a public figure. This is a high profile case.
yes.
Biden is like, you know what? Let me get the nigga vote.
Exactly, right? But then people are like under this like brainwash that like she was done wrong and it was an injustice. No, right? Here's what really happened, right? She got caught with 2 vape cartridges. Now, Russia has a law, I think it's like Article 228, right? Of
Jesus
the criminal
Christ.
code, right? Where, yo, listen.
Break it down.
Codes now,
Yeah, bro, look. Like,
Okay.
like they ban all possessions of drugs. Listen, like
Ban.
that code also has a ban on like it's called narco propaganda, meaning even speaking about drugs in a positive light is a crime, nigga, right? So she got caught with 2 vape cartridges right now. Their law stated, listen, there's 3 type of punishments, right?
228.
Yeah, right? It's a small possession, a large possession, and especially large possession. However, like our laws, like we categorize it like by grams and shit, right? Saying, yo, grams is cool, pounds, you out of here, right?
They don't.
There is arbitrary, meaning like how they described was large and was small, it's the dosage, meaning like she got a vape cartridge, right? So one dosage is, right? So for them is...
Each puff is a dose.
Before?
No, right? Okay. But I would assume that for a vape cartridge, like one dose is like 1 puff and out, right? So for them is, they categorize it as a large possession if you have 10 doses.
10 doses.
So
10
so
doses.
You have
2 cartridges.
Right? That's more than 10 doses. Now, a large is up to 10 years in prison, and especially large possession, meaning you got 50 doses on you, which I would assume 2 cartridges, 1 dose is a puff and pass. That means she got 2 cartridges. That's an especially large possession. So she could have went to jail for up to 50 years. They gave her 9 years. They took it easy on her, right? So for
they ain't take it easy on her because you seen, nigga, she was looking like Ralphie in the cage. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Linda the Plug.
You feel me, man? Yeah, man.
She was wrong.
Yeah, right. But
thank you for saying that. And like he said, man, basically what he's saying is she played with fire and she got motherfucking burnt.
But also too, bro, there's mad other regular people who's also in Russia who did the same crime as her, and
they still locked up.
And they've been there years before her, and they'll be there years after her, and nobody will give a fuck. And to me, it's fucked up.
But to keep it G, if Brittney Griner didn't go, you know what I'm saying, go to jail in the first place, I don't think the Wheeling nigga will even get no spotlight on him. They probably just let his ass rot in there. So at least
that makes it even worse.
It's bringing some more awareness on him because now the pressure is going to be on the president to go get the motherfucking Marine now. But you know, it's all fucked up. But that's why Flacco is integral to this news because he know the penal codes and all this bullshit.
Big up the Flacco.
You know what I'm saying? This nigga is. Congrats. Hey, I salute you for that. You do your research.
Does the U.S. let her free or does she have to do her time out here?
No, she's done.
Nah, she's good.
She's out.
Yeah, I mean, she Gucci, man, you know?
You know what I mean?
So how long did she spend in jail?
You gonna tell her how you called her a bitch?
Bruh.
She gonna whoop your ass.
Fuck Brittney Griner. Fuck that bitch.
Also, right, listen, also, right.
He said he
First off, Brittney Griner, I
You said you're a fighter, too. You said you're a fighter.
You said she had a
Ain't
nigga
nobody
chest.
scared of Brittney
I
Griner.
was no smoke with Brittney Griner, man. Come on,
He said that because he thought she was gonna be away for a long time.
Come on, man. Jokes,
hey,
man.
Adam,
Jokes.
get the No Jumper interview and bring this nigga.
Brittney Griner?
Yeah, let's get your 228 ass and tell her everything that you said.
She's been in jail right now for like what 9 months, like 10 months. Man, bro, she coming out probably like diesel as hell, jack chest, biceps, bro. Nah, I'm good. I'm smooth over her.
Next story, Roddy Rich.
All right, so yeah, she got let off easy compared to Russian law. They basically don't even allow you to talk about weed. You can't even do like all these songs we do in America about weed, all these posts we talking about weed, smoke this, smoke that. Dang, we will be getting locked the fuck up just for that shit in Russia. So we gotta pump the fucking brakes and stop acting like we dictate all Russian, all laws. And I saw something with Dr. Umar, and the reason I ain't throwing that video on is because Breakfast Club definitely gonna put a probably like a copyright strike or try to block the video. But Dr. Umar was saying, no, actually it wasn't on the Breakfast Club. They asked him on the What a Week joint with Charlemagne, and he was just saying like part of our problem is we try to police the world. We better at trying to police the world than we are policing our own backyard and our own country, And I agree with him on that and whatnot. But the President Biden is going to be under pressure to get Paul out of there now. And we definitely got bamboozled and swindled on that deal. We literally traded a person who blatantly ignored Russian law, got caught with weed cartridges for a mass murderer. You know, I don't feel sorry for Brittney Griner. I mean, she played with fire and she got burnt. You were dumb enough to try to bring weed into a country that doesn't even allow you to fucking talk about fuck. You can't even say, hey, I smoke, yeah, or hey, smoke. I mean, you talking about some dictatorship and some control over some views. Oh, excuse me. Wow, that's crazy. Once again, I thank y'all for tuning in, Paul Pickett Podcast, and I'm out.